So today, lads, we're going to be talking about whether or not Paige Bueckers should be the number one overall pick. Look, we know Paige is going to be the number one overall pick. That's not the question here. It's whether she still should be the number one overall pick. No team is going to pass on Paige for the reason of, like, we all know it's like in the NBA, you're not passing on Cooper Flag. Even if you think Ace Bailey's better, or you think Dylan Harper's better, or you think someone else is better or they're a better fit, you're not passing on them. So, anyway, before we get on to that, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are so close to 43,000. We're trying to hit that by the end of the day. As you guys can see, I'm banging out a bunch of videos while I'm away, getting up freaking 6 a.m., recording as many videos as I can before breakfast and just trying to get them out so that I have videos to put up throughout the day for you guys. We're trying so hard. We need 80 more subscribers to get to that number. But we're going to talk about the three players that are in contention for the number one overall pick. In the end, I would go with the order that I would pick them. So the first player is Paige Bueckers, averaging 18.7, 4.2, and 4.5 on a Uconn team that's probably going to be no longer in the top 10. I would say it is unlikely that Uconn are a top 10 team after that loss to Tennessee, who are the 19th ranked team in the nation. Against any time they face off against a good team, when they faced off against Notre Dame, they've done well against ranked teams, but like when they faced off against Notre Dame, they struggled. When they faced off against like South Carolina or USC, they struggled. Like USC aren't even that good. Like USC are fine, they're not that good. I must see even what their schedule is for the rest of the year. So they're facing off against, they have South Carolina, who they have no chance against. They only play one good team, but like they only beat unranked Creighton by 11. They torched Villanova, they torched Seton Hall, they beat St. John, they killed St. John's, but I'm like, they killed DePaul. Still. And even if you look at Paige Bueckers, in the last one, I get it, she was injured for quite a few games. I think she got injured against Marquette, but like she's been the top scorer in one of, I don't know when she came back. Did she come back for the Villanova game? But like Sarah Strong, yeah, she was back without question by the Seton Hall game. So in those 6 games, in those 6 games, in fairness, she's led the team in assists a bunch of times, and she's assisting the ball more. But I'm like, I get it, she's a good passer. She struggles with double teams. She struggles with decision making out of double teams, and she struggles down the stretch. Like, I actually think she's a pretty good complementary piece, but do you use the number one overall pick in a complementary piece? That is a question you have to ask yourself. Are you using the number one overall pick in a complementary piece who at times shrinks in a big moment? If you are Dallas and you are confident in Arike being your franchise player, if you want Paige to be your franchise player, you don't take her. If you think Arike is still going to be your franchise player, cool. Paige might be up there with the best. Like, Paige might be the best complementary piece in the WNBA. That is the ceiling for Paige Bueckers, is the best third option in the WNBA. That is her ceiling, in my opinion. Which is there's like, that's not a knock on her. That's still an all-star player, still an all-W player. But yeah, like Paige, that's Paige. Olivia Miles, 16.5 points, 5.9 rebounds, 6.4 assists on 52% from the field. Olivia Miles is on a Notre Dame team who's better than Paige's team, shooting 43% from 3 on the season. I want to see how many she's attempting per game. She's attempting 5 threes a game. So it's the most threes she shot in her career, and it is by far the best percentage she's shooting. She's shooting a much better percentage from 3 off the dribble than Paige Bueckers, and she's just been, in my opinion, a lot closer to making that. She's been better in college. She's been better. Notre Dame are much better than I understand they had that blip. They had the blip where they lost to Utah and TCU in back-to-back games. But like, other than that blip, they've looked like arguably the best team in the nation. Like, Notre Dame, with fully healthy, with Westbell back, with Hannah Hidalgo, with her, with Citron, are all really, really good players. They're all really good. And I want to see what their schedule is for the rest of the year, so they have any tough teams. So they should go undefeated the rest of the year. Duke will be an interesting one. They should still beat Duke. I don't see them losing to Duke. And then coming up against NC State, they should beat them. And then FSU, unless what's her name? Is Tania Latson in FSU? I think Tania Latson's FSU. Yeah. Unless Denia Latson goes for 40, they should win that game. But Olivia Miles, for me, has been the best guard in this draft class. It's a draft class that is quite weak with guards. Like most of the really good guards in W can't be in this draft class. Unless, of course, FLAW decides to declare that. That throws a spanner in this whole thing. Like, FLAW might go number 1. But for me, I would say you're looking at Olivia Miles as one of the top guard prospects and passing prospects in a long, long time. And the last player is Dominique Malonga. Dominique Malonga is playing at a higher level in college, and she's averaging 18 and 10.5. She's playing for the French national team, coming off the bench, but she's playing extremely well. She has been one of the best players outside. She's one of the best players in the French league this year, which is after Turkey, probably the next highest level league in the world. Like, you're looking at her games. So, as we've said, against Galatasaray, this was where it really mattered, these two games. And I understand, this was about 3 weeks ago, but these were the playoffs. Galatasaray, by the way, Julie Van Loo, Leroux. This is a team that is full, like, that has WNBA players against matching up to a WNBA center in Leroux. Like, Galatasaray do start Leroux at the 5, and she destroyed Leroux. And Ceci Zandalicini. Like, this is how good they are. Like, Ceci Zandalicini as well. But the best player on the floor for either team was not Julie Van Loo, who had 5 points in that game, 1 of 13 from the field. It was not Ceci. It was not Leroux. It was none of the WNBA players. It was Dominique Malonga herself with 18 points, 14 rebounds in 32 minutes. Like, it was an impressive showing in a game they needed to win because they lost the first game. And at that moment, for me, Dominique Malonga became the number 1 prospect in the WNBA draft. Dominique Malonga should be number 1. Olivia Miles should be 2. Paige should be 3. If we evaluated prospects as prospects, Dominique Malonga turned 19 years old less than 2 months ago. Has Olivia Miles turned 22 yet? Olivia Miles, I think, is 22. Or 21. Here, 21 or 22 soon. Paige Bueckers is 23 and a half. Like, Paige Bueckers is, like, turned 23 months ago. And you're looking at a player who's over 4 years younger than Paige. 4 and a bit years younger than Paige. And in my opinion, is a similar level player right now. Right now. Dominique Malonga is not going to walk in as an all-star. But Dominique Malonga is a 6'6", she's got shooting touch. She is as freak of an athlete as there's ever been, with a 7'2" wingspan. In my opinion, there should be no doubt about it. The number 1 prospect in this draft is going to be Dominique Malonga. The draft is probably going to go Paige number 1, Olivia Miles 2, Sonia Citron 3, potentially Malonga 4, or maybe Kiki Riafen 4, or maybe Cheyenne Sellers 4, and then possibly Malonga. But, like, Malonga's not dropping past 5. But in my opinion, Malonga is the best player in this draft. I don't think there's much question about it. You've got Paige Bueckers, who is actually looking in a year where her contemporaries, people in her draft or in her high school class, where she was the number 1 player, in a year where we're seeing Caitlin Clark be an all WNBA first team player, in a year where we're seeing Angel Reese being breaking the rebounding record, in a year where we're seeing Cardoso step up to look like a future all-star, Rickea Jackson the same. Actually, Rickea Jackson might have been a class ahead. Either way, we're looking at that class. And we're like, okay, this is like an elite draft class. You're looking at all these players there. And then there's Paige Bueckers, who went back for a super senior year of college and is actually having the worst year of her college career. So I don't understand how she's number 1. I just don't. She will be. I just don't get it. Olivia Miles 2. A lot of people are saying Miles should be number 1. I still think you probably take Paige over Miles. Most people will. I'd take Miles first, but most people would take Paige over Miles, and there's more of an argument there. I don't think there should be any argument who the number 1 pick in this draft is, and it should be Dominique Malonga. But anyway, I'll see you guys.